welcome back to Lise Loves Paper. I'm Elise, and I mentioned in a previous video that I was going to do another kit catch-up. It's been a while. I think you guys enjoy these as much as I do, and I think this will be a good way for me to tiptoe back into spending time in my scrap room because I don't have to do it on camera, most of it, so I can be a little slow if I need to. But without further ado, I went back into my giant box O kits and found the oldest holiday kit I had, which is this one. It's from November 2021 from Hip Kit. And so if you're new to Kit Catch Up, there's a whole playlist that you can find with all of these together. You can go back to the first one and I explained it a little bit more in depth, and I even show you a picture of my kit box O shame. But basically, I had got to the point where I had kits piling up. I like kits. I'm only subscribed to Hip Kit, and now another one I'm also subscribed to the Mercy Tiara kits. And I was just getting behind because life, you know, and this is my way to try and catch up on those kits. And so I don't have a giant box of kits that are sitting there because they're beautiful and they're fun to use. So what I do is what I call a kit catch up, where I show you the kit, I walk you through it, I talk to you about the bits and pieces in it, what I think I'll use, what I think I won't use, and then I go away off camera and I make a whole bunch of layouts with the kit, not with the goal of like completely 100% using the kit up, but using it enough that I feel like I've gotten my money's worth out of it, that I've enjoyed using it, and I can consider it done and get it out of my craft room. And then I come back and I share with you what I have left from the kit and what I made with the kit. So that's what we're gonna do today. Again, this is the November 2021 kit from Hip Kit Club. And as you see over here, I didn't get just the main kit. I got the main kit and a couple of others. So I'll have a lot to work with this time. But first, let's go through the embellishments. So we have, this is a silver, it's got silver, a lot of silver in it, which is not my it is not my metal of choice. I tend to prefer gold, but you know, silver is beautiful with holiday stuff, so I'm sure it'll be fine. So there are these beautiful, they're kind of like a matte silver. I don't know, they're not super shiny. They're really cool. It's almost like this like metallic, brushed metallic look. It's a beautiful font though, so that'll be fun to use. And I don't know if you can see, but the paper behind has this really subtle like plaid. I could see myself using that in a layout as a layer as well. So there's that. Here, I'll put them over on this side. It comes with these are chipboard stickers. It's just a single side here. So we have these. I think that these are super usable. I love the font. I love that this kit leans more traditional Christmas colors. I like the bright greens and reds and just a touch of blue and some black in there. There's this one. These are wood veneer. They're pretty thick wood veneer with some foil, silver foil accents. I can see myself using most of them, especially the ornaments, these, the present, the holly, this. I don't know that I'll be able to use this. Just a rocking horse feels, maybe if I can do a layout about going to the Nutcracker, but otherwise I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned, see if I make one. These beautiful silver glitter enamel dots. And then there's the die cuts. So there you go. So there's another rocking horse in there, but a lot of very usable things. I don't know if you can tell, but it looks very embellished. There's something that's a little bit more, I don't know, it reminds me of like a Norwegian, Swedish kind of feel to it, which is interesting. I apologize if I'm getting that completely wrong. That's just where my brain went, but you can just see it in the details, like the little drawn details. They remind me of like a really intricate Christmas sweater motifs and stuff. So when I go through the papers, I show you both sides, and I tend to leave my favorite side face up. That way I don't have to keep flipping back and forth when I start using them. This side is beautiful. I love a good rainbow. Of course, this is probably a very intentional Christmas tree shape with a star at the top, so that would be perfect for a layout about a Christmas tree, but this side is very, Very usable, just a light gray pattern. I'm going to try and keep this side up though, because that would be a fun layout if I can figure something to do with that. Beautiful floral. And I also really like this. But I think I like this one a bit more. Here's a wreath. They're very fond, especially lately. They've been including a wreath paper in every single kit. I am not a big fan of wreath papers because I don't know, I find them difficult to work with. I don't love this side either with it. It's like a ditzy print. Reminds me of like quilting fabric, but I like it for layering and stuff like that. So I'll probably use that side. I love this. This doesn't even really read that much Christmas. You could do a lot of different things with it. I think it's because you have this like yellowy green here and the teal that kind of pull it out of that. I really like this side. Oh, but I love this side. I love a good dot. Love. Oh, that one's a tough one. Here's another circular wreathy one. I wonder if you could combine the two? Like layering what? I don't know. I don't know. It's tricky. I like this side better. B-sides for life. This is fun. I always like words, but I find that they can be hard to work with because then they take away from your title. I really like this pink. I'll probably use both. Ornaments. And then there's that yellowy green. I'm not a huge fan of really yellowy greens. I tend to prefer my greens to be more blue. But this one's cute. This is that pattern that's on the back of the letter, so maybe I won't have to steal from my letters. And it looks very mod to me. Very mod. That would be pretty on the background of that fictional Nutcracker layout. Oh, I love a good black and white. And they've been doing this where they add this detail where it looks like they splattered a little bit of paint on it. Usually it's a little more intentional looking, but I love this. And I love this. Why do they keep doing that to me? The papers where I love both sides. I'd have to choose. We don't get a lot of snow anymore, so I might end up using this side. Maybe I can use both. I don't know. This one's really pretty. I love this green. I know it leans more yellow, but it's still not quite as yellow as the other one. And then this pretty holly paper. I like this side better. Okay, so that was the main kit, all the pieces. I have a lot to work with there. I'll scoot it off to the side here. Now I also got the Pocket Life kit back then. Their Pocket Life kits now look different than this. So keep that in mind if you're interested. Go check out their more recent Pocket Life kits because they're doing something a little different, which I think is also more usable if you're into pocket scrapbooking. So we have black letters. I'm not sure. Did I already? I must have already cut into this. Apparently I did. I don't remember doing it. But these are very usable letters, clearly. So have those. So I have another set of letters. And then these cardstock stickers with some borders. I really like this. I have a hard time with bows, but maybe for Christmas layouts it won't be a big deal. These are super cute. Okay. We have these, like the pink fresh ones. These are the cardstock circle things. Chipboard flare. These look very usable. Sometimes I have a hard time with these, but I can see myself. I like the ones with patterns on them and stuff. So I think that's doable. And then are these more chipboard stickers, these little cute stamps. It'd be really fun to do a layout with all of my Christmas card photo shoot pictures for the past few years. Because that's a fun tradition we do. And I think that these are all very usable pieces. Fun. And then these beautiful stars. We'll have no issue with using those. Okay, and then the other thing I got was the embellishment kit add-on. Apologize for all of the crinkly. Aha! So, if you watched my December daily flip through, This is where I got those clear stamp stickers. Here. It's a mystery solved. Okay, so we have frames. Ooh, these are tough to use. I think I've talked before about how frames are pretty tricky for me to use. Especially ones that are so fancy and filigreed and everything. So I think these might be tough to use. Let's check back in later and see how well I do. Puffy stickers. These are super cute. I think this might have been one of the big reasons for me to get this, because I just love to have word stickers like that. Look at that tab. Look how pretty. And of course you saw these clear postal stickers. Those would go really well with these, I think, on that layout if I do that. We have, oh, I must have dug into these as well. But I have most of them. You can see I still have most of them left. But this is just florals. Very often, if you get the embellishment kit, you get a lot of like a floral die cut pack, which are always very versatile. And then here are bows. Last time I had bows, I forgot to use a single one of them. They're fabric bows and you assemble them. I don't know if you can see the texture. There you go. Hopefully I use some of them this time. We'll see. Okay, so that's what I've got. There's a whole bunch of it. Let's see what I can get out of it. I'll meet you back here after I go and do my thing, and I'll walk you through what I make and what I have left. See ya. Hello everyone, welcome back. So I have gone and I've made some layouts, and as per usual, now we're back to do the second half of the video, the fun part, and a few disclaimers. As always, I apologize if I said these at the beginning of the video and I've already forgotten. My goal of this is not to use the entire kit up. It's just to use enough of it that I feel like I have gotten my money's worth out of it. And I also don't stick to the kit with this. I actually had so much that I very rarely reached outside of the kit to get some stuff, but I did a couple of times. So what you see will not be 100% from the kit. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I don't know. If it comes to me, I will tell you as I go through it, but those are my big disclaimers. So without further ado, I'm going to jump in and show you what I have left, and then I will show you what I made with it. Okay, so let's do the paper first, because I used most of that up. Remember, I had the full kit and the embellishment kit, so I had a lot of embellishments to work with. So I do have a full sheet of paper left, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to destash this because this paper just didn't speak to me. I'm not a fan of these like ditzy quilting florals. Not a fan of this pink as much. It just didn't work with, I don't know, with my stuff. And I just didn't love this wreath. I have a hard time with wreaths. But that's okay. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with not using it, because to me, I would rather not use something that doesn't speak to me than to have a layout when I flip through my books that I'm like, oh, I don't love that. So I never force myself to use anything, and I don't want you to either. Give yourself permission to say, I don't like this, I'm not going to use it. That's okay. So I had that. The next biggest piece was this one. I don't know if I'm going to keep this or not. I used some of it. I don't tend to love super busy pointed, like, I don't know what I mean by pointed. I mean like themed papers like this with all the ornaments on it. It's just not my thing. And I don't love this like citron yellow color. It's just not one I use a lot. I might keep this and put it with my fall stuff. We'll see. Then the rest of this is just mostly scraps, as you can see. Look at all those teeny tiny scraps. I'll probably just toss these. There's no point in keeping this. This I will keep because I love this pattern. This side is what I prefer. And then this one I did get the paper so that I had it, and I like both sides. So I will put these in my stash and then toss these guys. I'm just going to toss them over here. Okay, now for the letters. I was pretty proud. I used the letters from this kit mostly. Sorry, I thought you'd be able to see it better if I did this. I use this for almost every single title. on these layouts, and you can still see I have a ton left. I do like these. I like the matte silver. I will keep them and put them in my stash. These I only used for one layout. It's just the one side. But they're such a good versatile font that I will definitely keep them and put them in my stash. I think I had a hard time. I have a very hard time with fonts. I think they call this, I don't know, it's not really fixed width, but it's close to fixed width, where you have very wide letters. Like all the letters are just very, very wide, except for like your I's and your J's. Because I find that titles like that take up a lot of space this way. And they're harder for me to work with. I like ones that have letters that are a more variable size. I know that's uber nitpicky, like just so nitpicky, but I've just noticed that about myself and I'm sharing it. Especially when I'm reaching for letters this size, because as you can see, this is the more standard size. But when you compare them, like look how much shorter that A is there. So you see that these are smaller. And generally when I reach for something smaller like this, I'm doing it because I want to take up less space. But then they take up more space this way. So I kind of struggle. But because they're black, I think that I will keep these and try and use them. Okay, now for all of the embellishments, you will see in my layouts, I used a lot of embellishments, but I also still have a lot left. I'm pretty proud of myself though for as much as I use. So let's start from, I guess, the top. This is all I have left of the floral die cuts. I was pretty darn proud of myself there. I will definitely put these in my stash because they're very versatile and usable. The bag is gone because I used the bag. You'll see it if I haven't already posted a process video. I used it to kind of put some paint on, so that went away, but that's okay. These die cuts, let's see, I used a decent amount of them, more than I usually do, so I'm pretty impressed with that. Let's see what I have left. But I'll do what I always do, and I'll go through these, and the ones that I don't think I will use, I will destash. The ones that I will use, I will keep. Like I've tried to put this, I swear, on almost every single layout, and it just didn't work. So I think I'll probably get rid of some of the ones that I won't use. I will keep things like this that I think I will use. And yeah, I love that little house. But I think I used a decent chunk of those. Ooh. Those away. The bows. I tried. I kept forgetting about them again. I did use one bow, and as you can see, I made another one hoping to use it. I do like these. I will keep them. I like all the patterns on them. I like the way they look. I'll put these in my stash. I used a decent amount of these as well. As you can see, I used almost half of them. They're a good, solid, versatile piece. I will definitely keep these in my stash. Along with these, I used most of these. I'm left with this middle size here. I used all the big ones and I used all the littles. I wish that there were more of the teeny tinies. And there are 4 sizes. The huge one, this size, there's like a third smallest size, and then a teeny tiny size. And I wish that there were more of these and less of these, but that's okay. I will definitely use these. I have a hard time with flare. I think I told you that at the beginning of this video. I don't know what it is. I think it's the shape, the circular shape, because I feel like circles draw your attention a lot when they're on a layout. And if that's not your intention, if you're just meaning to use it as an embellishment or decoration, then you don't necessarily want to draw attention. And so I think that's why I struggle, because every time I feel like I put one on my layout, it's just staring me in the face like, hi, here I am, give me attention. And then I don't like it and I take it back off. But I did use several of them, so I'm proud of myself for that. Not sure. I'll try and keep these probably because I do like them. And put them with my Christmas stash. And here are the puffy stickers. I used a good deal of those as well. I don't know how many of these I will keep, because some of these, I mean, I can see myself using Our Beautiful Tree. Is it morning yet? So I'll probably keep these and try and use them, but I can't see myself using all of these, like Pretty Mantle. I don't know. We'll see. I used what I loved, and I did use a lot of them. These, I was pretty proud of myself because I usually have a hard time with these wood veneer shapes, but I used all of them except for these guys. I had a hard time with this and this, even though they're a floral shape, because anything I stuck them with like would have been a flat piece of paper, and so to put a wood veneer with a flat piece of paper, it seemed a little odd. I don't know. So I'm not sure if I'll keep these. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Here's the mini chipboard stickers. I was impressed that I used 2 of the stamps. You'll see the layouts I used them on those, so they don't stand out too much. I was really surprised, honestly, that I didn't use more of these like quilty, flowery, star-bursty shapes that I did. Than I did. I really like stuff like this. Generally, they're great for sprinkly bits, so I will keep it and put it in my stash. I don't know about that wreath. It's tricky for me to use for some reason. I don't know. I think maybe it's that circle shape again. I will tell you, the shape I hate the most is a triangle. But for some reason, I find apparently circles are difficult for me too, even though I like them. Okay, so that's that. These, I used a couple more of these. I will probably keep these clear stickers. They're good for layering. So that's that. Here's the big chipboard phrases sheet. I used a good chunk of these. I tried to use this one over and over and over again, but I just don't like a banner shape. I don't see myself using it. So I think most of these, I might just destash this because I don't see myself using a lot of these pieces that are left. I might keep 1 or 2 here and there, but I used what I would want from this, so I'll probably destash that. Along with this, I told you at the top that these chipboard frames are going to be difficult for me to use. I might save the pieces in the middle. I do like this heart, I like this snowflake, I like this gift, but these frames are very ornate and just not my style at all. I was able to use one of them. I'll show you in a minute on the layout. But I won't feel bad about letting this go. And then these were the cardstock stickers, which I really liked, and I'm very impressed with how much of them I used. I was really surprised I used bows, guys. I never use bows. But I will probably keep these because there are some pieces in here. Like I can see myself using this one. I like the love. I like the Dear Santa. I love this love, peace, and joy. I can see myself using a few more of these. Maybe not all of them. This is another one. I kept trying to put sleighs on everything and they just wouldn't work. Oh well. But that's it. I feel like I used a ton of this, and what I got out of it, let me show you. Oops, sorry, that tape stuck to it. I believe I have 8 layouts. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did. So I got a lot out of this and I'm really happy with it. And as per usual, I go through it showing you the very first ones I made all the way to the very last ones in order so that you can see as the kit progressed how the layouts went, because I think that that's very interesting too. But without further ado, here's the first one. So this one, this was the Christmas card photo that I took this year with the kids. We had these giant inflatable ornaments and I had them pose with it. And so I felt like the ornament paper went really well. And I ended up, as you can see, layering the die cuts on there and the wood veneer pieces. I popped some of them up. I put some of them down on the paper. And I wanted to show you this teal stripe was actually the manufacturing strip of that black and white dot. And I left it on there because I really liked the way it played and the way it kind of made that transition from this very busy paper over. I like that it comes off of the ornament page just a little bit to kind of bring it in there. And then this is that frame. I was feeling, I'm not afraid of white space. You guys know that. I love white space. Some of my layouts, you wouldn't know that, but I do like to leave open areas, but this just felt too empty. So I did add this over here, and that's where that frame went, and I cut it and put it here to bring it across. We have that hit of blue 3 times, 4 times actually, if you include the title. But I was happy with this one. I struggled with the placement of the ornaments for a little bit, thought about stitching, decided not to stitch because it would have been a little weird, I think, across this. So all in all, I'm happy with how that one turned out. Show you some up close. Okay. This one I really like. I wasn't sure when I was doing it. So this is our other cat, Enzo, our remaining cat now, and I had to commemorate this because He is one that hides. He is the definition of a scaredy cat, and we rarely see him, but every year when we get the Christmas tree out, it's his favorite thing, and he loves to sleep under it. And so I wanted to get a photo of that this year, especially because I think I've mentioned we lost our other cat this year and our dog, so we have just one dog and one cat left. And so it's special to me to see him still enjoying the things he used to enjoy and stuff. This paper itself was already kind of busy, and so I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it, and I came up with the idea of using these manufacturing strips, kind of a tone-on-tone thing as we went around. It's very minimally embellished. You can see there's a couple stickers, a couple stars. I use this border sticker here to fill that up, but in all, I like how it ended up. I cut the ends. They were blunt, but I ended up cutting them at angles, so it wasn't quite so blunt, and I like the way that turned out. But yeah, I put my journaling here because I like that it doesn't, I think it would have stood out way too much over here. And I liked mixing these alphas. These were not in the kit, as you can see. So here's where I bring in some outside stuff. And this washi I brought that in too for a touch of silver all the way around. I love how that star fits perfectly. Okay. This one, oh no, it came undone. Stiff paper. So this is that paper that I gutted. I really liked the way it played together. And I decided this is an oldie but goodie scrapbooking thing to kind of fold down a corner, and I did a play on it with a smaller, so we kept the frame around it. Normally you would just do it with a big sheet of paper. But I really like how this turned out. You can see that I had trimmed a little bit off of this paper, the folded one, and I used those trimmings around this. We brought this kind of like explosion of florals. This is where clearly I used most of the florals. Very minimally embellished as well. Aside from the florals, like we didn't have a lot of words. I had to laugh because that same day that I took the picture you just saw of Enzo, Willow just freaked out when she saw him under the tree, and she was like, oh my gosh, you're not supposed to be near the tree. You're not supposed to touch the tree. You can tell she was very distressed, and she came to me. Look at that face. And that's why I had to call this, but Mom, because that's the look she was giving me. Mom, he's not supposed to be doing that. Aren't you going to stop him? I love it. But I like how this layout flows. This is a very me layout. I always try and go simple, and it feels like it ends up being like kapow stuff, but I like it. And then this one, I told you I would struggle with this paper, and I did struggle with it. But I did tell you also that I wanted to do a nutcracker thing so I could use these pieces, and I really like how this layout looks. It kind of looks like gifts under the tree. I struggled with making sure that the title could be read. It's easier to see in person than it is on camera, I promise. But with this kind of background, I ended up using those offcuts from the bottom, like the manufacturing strip, to place it on. And I like how that turned out. But this was photos from when we took, that's my mom, when we took the kids to see the Nutcracker Ballet one year. And I like how that turned out. I like the kind of explosion. It all works together. And a bow. I used a bow. I love this one. It might be one of my favorites. I love a good like white background with like a cluster in the center. I like how this trickles down. I was so proud of myself for using a bird and a fox and a Santa. Of course, I have my punny title, Dear Oh Dear. This was a couple years ago. I think my husband's aunt actually took this photo with some Snapchat filters, and I thought those were cute. I like the bright colors. The pink goes with the pink in the deer ears, and the red with his shirt. It works. It works so well, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. This one, I tried to use this over and over again. I love this paper. It was one of my favorites in the kit, and it was just a lot. And so this is what I decided to try and do. I had found a layout that I had saved that had 3 strips. And this was what I ended up doing. I thought briefly about stitching on it, and then I decided not to. That's my mother-in-law. The kids call her G-Deb, playing Christmas songs at her parents' house with the kids. I've always loved those photos. They're not the best quality. It was dark clearly, so that's why they're smaller, and I made like a photo strip out of them. There's that one bow that I used. So proud. I love this title, the Fa La La Love You. I have always loved things that say La La Love You. And this is my holiday play on it. Look at me using that car. I was so proud of myself using all these weird embellishments this time. There's a flare. So I tried so many different ones there, and I think the reason this works for me is because the background of it is so light that it doesn't draw attention to the fact that it's a circle. This one bothered me a little bit, but I left it because it kind of plays off the pink here and the pink here. But all in all, that's a fun layout for a fun photo. This one, there is a process video. I don't know if I'm going to put it up before or after, but it's coming. I love this one. Basically, at this point, I had used most of the papers, and I was like, there were a ton of embellishments left. I was like, what am I going to do? And I came up with this idea because I had that star, this giant star stencil sitting on the other side of my desk, and it popped in my head, and then I couldn't get it out of my head, and so I decided to try it, and I love how it looks. So I basically lightly traced the star and just placed things. Watch the process video. I did not put an official title on this one, and I'm okay with that. That rarely happens, but if you wanted, you could call it Happy Holidays, I guess. But I love how this one turned out. Oh, I think I did not show you up closes of the others. Sorry. Love the splatters, love the white space. I love this photo of my daughter. Love it. Let me see. I don't think I showed you close-ups of any of these. I did have that one. Here, let's go back very quickly. I did put a border, a doodly border with my blue Sarasa clip pen. It matched the blues in this set very well. I love the layering in this one. It just brings it all together. And the 3 little strips there bring the colors together and give it kind of a landing place. That little fox. I have such a hard time using borders. I was so proud of, or banners. I was so proud of myself. And there's Mr. Santa. Okay. And this one. I love this organza ribbon. None of my normal twine would have worked. It would all have taken focus. I like how that one was nice and simple. Okay, showed you that one. And then after this one, I still had way too much embellishments left, way too many embellishments left. And so I decided to do this. So my son got his own layout, and I love the way this one turned out too. This one has a little more black on it. I love the pun, of course. I love that it was really fun to use this because it brought in the black elsewhere, but then this other font to show the pun. This was his idea. He's like, I want to pick it up and make it look like it's really heavy. So I may journal and like shove it in there, so I don't know. We'll see. But those are the 8 layouts I made. Let me know, what's your favorite? Are you going to try any of these? Did you get any ideas? Did I use the kit enough? Goodness gracious. Whew. So that's a lot of them. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you again soon. Bye.